Welcome back to another video. Today's episode, we're going to tear down this mini bike. We did get it running, and I did test drive it a little bit, and it does rip. It hits about 40 miles an hour. But now that it's all the kinks are fixed on it, chain doesn't come off anymore or anything like that, we're going to finish the bike up and paint it. So in today's episode, we're going to try to take this old snowboard cover that I used for my last mini bike I built, and kind of just fit it on there. That way we don't like rip off our legs or something like that on the ride. And then we have to get a throttle cable for it. That'll be for the end of the video, because I snapped my throttle cable. And then we have to paint this exhaust, but that'll be in another episode. The exhaust will be fine, it's galvanized metal. But now we just gotta tear apart the bike here and start prepping it. So that means ripping off the seat, this, pulling the motor, pulling the exhaust, pulling the axle out, and then separating the two chassis, which will be easy. As long as I can disconnect this stuff, I can separate the bottom chassis from the top and just make it a lot simpler. So let's get to taking apart the bike here and prepping it for paint. So let's get to it, and yeah. Perfect day to be working on machines. Nice. It's nice and rainy out, so it'll be perfect to prep my little bike here. Before we get into tearing apart, I just wanted to show you, if you haven't seen on the short here, we got this 2-system exhaust where if you pull it, it opens up a valve, making it straight piped, or it can be muffled. And then just up close of what the chain cover will look like. It'll fit right there. It'll be painted. I think I will paint it red, that way it looks super cool. And then put like my labeling on it. But that way it won't like destroy our legs or anything, because we got a lot of foot peg area, but we don't want to take out our legs on the clutch. And then pretty much that, we did put a new front tire on. We modified the forks a little, but it works really well. We put new springs in the shocks. And then here's up here for the lever of this interesting exhaust. Pretty simple, but yeah, let's get to tearing this bike down and start prepping it for paint. If you're wondering, these are all the tools I plan on using. I don't know if I would need any more, but we got a power tool, and we got 14s. This is in 9/16, and that's a 1/2, but 1/2 is roughly a 13, and 9/16 is close enough to 14. So I need both ratchets and normals, and then we have sockets for both 14 and 13. We got a torque wrench bit that'll work great on the Allen bits. That for the cover, that to pull off like the hand levers and such, and that to help clean up all the welds. So these are the tools I'll be using, so let's get to it. Alrighty, we just took apart the mini bike here. We got the motor up on the bench over there. Luckily, I designed this pretty simple where it's 3 pieces. One thing kind of made me sad, but we are not able to take out the forks because that bolt snapped right there. There's no end to it on this side, see? So we can't remove the forks, but that's fine because all we gotta do is just tape right here, because we also have to paint this. We'll paint this part, and then the whatever overspray gets on that, that'll be fine, and we'll just cover this while we spray this part. But yeah, that's all done. And then over here we got the bin full of little parts. It's not really much, it's not a big bike. We got the seat, gas tank, this is the axle, we got the wheel over on the workbench over there. But we gotta tape off here and here. These were welded to the axle because they kept moving and snapping, which is very annoying. But I guess I broke the weld, this piece, the wheel hub, whatever. Broke the wheel because it's loose. But anyways, and then we got the motor. Very big exhaust system, but it looks really good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this little piece right here and we're gonna cut that off because this is our exhaust mount. Keep it from going everywhere. And then we also have to get a little cap for a spark plug here. And I just realized we do not have a seal right there for our intake. So we got to put some gasket maker on there. After that, we should be good. Alrighty, now we got to just tape up the axle here and such. We're going to tape up this part and then this part, and then both sprocket and hub are going to be painted black. That way it just looks cool. I don't care if the teeth get painted, the chain is going to take it off anyways. Doesn't really matter because this stuff is going to spray it. And the color scheme we're going to go with, as you may have guessed it, red and black. Both the seat and the gas tank are red and black, and it looks really good with the chrome handlebars. And I plan on doing the wheels white. That way it kind of looks like a Honda XR80, because this is from a CR80, so you know, kind of got to model it after what it's made out of. So let's start to get to taping, and I'll see you after the cleaning up of the mini bike chassis, loading up of parts, and taping of parts. So see you in a bit. Let's get to work. Alrighty, we got all the parts hanging under this shed I have, along with my little racing mower, that, and the snowblower. But we got the parts hanging up from the roof of this shed. We already sprayed the clutch cover. We cut it and we painted it, and then we painted this. We taped off what we didn't need to tape off, and then we did was we welded up some caps here. They're not beautiful, but the engine will be hiding them. We finished welding up this, and we welded up, and we just cleaned it up this. We taped the brake here, and then here we taped up this, took the handlebars off, taped in here, we cleaned all this up. We finished welding everything up here. We welded end caps to this. So now it's time to paint. We don't have any white yet, so we can't paint the rear wheel, but I will do that off scene. So when we have the rebuild video, or I can do it in the rebuild video and I'll paint it, and then we rebuild the mini bike and finish it. So let's get to finishing up spray painting. I'll put you in a time lapse, and you can watch me spray paint my mini bike and watch how it transforms. See you at the end of the spray paint time lapse, and yeah, let's get to it. Alrighty, so now we're done painting. I wanted to do a little thing here where the foot peg part was red, so when the black foot peg goes on, you'd see a little red and be like, whoa. It's turning out well. Now we just gotta wait a couple hours for the paint to dry. It's looking really good up here. You can tell it's not the greatest paint job, but then again, this is one of my best mini bikes and only mini bikes I've really ever built, and paint jobs I've ever done. But surprisingly, it's looking pretty good. Chain cover has got that weird look to it, but you know, that's fine. This is looking really good. You can see your reflection in it. And then up here, the gas tank mounts look really good. Just keep putting coats on. I'm probably gonna put like 2-3 coats on each one. That way it's pretty durable. But yeah, it's looking really good. I can't wait to assemble this in the next video. But I'll get back to you in a few hours, and I'll show you the completed parts before we rebuild it. And yeah, see you in a second. Also decided to paint the bolts in the top headpiece. Bolts red, you know, gotta make it look really cool and fancy. And then the other piece is black, as you can tell. It's looking really good though. I hope to get this project out soon. I have to get a motor for it, and I have to do some axle work, and one of the reasons is it sits so low, but I'll figure that out for another video. Still gotta make a full video on this tractor here. It's really cool. I love this tractor. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and let's get to displaying the shiny new parts and yeah, just kind of showing you what it looks like afterwards. So let's get to it. Alrighty, there we go. We got it all painted up and ready for the next video. In the next video, we'll be completely assembling the whole entire bike, just getting it ready for that. We will paint the rear wheel. We just have to get some white spray paint for it, but that'll be for the next video. Thanks for watching. Also, this seat and everything, it's gonna look so good. Just like just putting on there. It looks good, doesn't it? But video will be coming out soon on the next one of assembling this bike. But yeah, I'm so excited to put it together and finally have a finished bike and just a fun project to ride around, you know? I enjoyed riding this thing as is, and so I can't wait to assemble it with you guys and get to enjoy riding it around. And yeah, so thanks for 94 subscribers. Let's hit 100 guys. 6 more, let's go. Big video will be coming out once we hit our 100th. We have a big 4-hour ATV trip episode for you guys. But thanks for watching and see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed, and long live the mini bike project.